Magandang araw mga kaproyekto. Welcome to Proyekto Pilipino. Medyo kami, manipis ang aming bangko ngayong araw. Si Manolo lang at ako dahil si Lelo is somewhere near Hong Kong flying from the US. Si Carlo naman ay nasa meeting Pero ngayong araw pag-uusapan natin ng isang napakahalagang balita na lumabas ngayong nakaraang linggo ang pag-appoint kay Senator Sani Angara bilang bagong sekretarya ng Department of Education. So I think this is a very important issue. So Manolo and I will discuss all the different issues around it. So Manolo, welcome. And
Thanks, Fats.
it's just the two of us, okay? But I think we're going to have a very full discussion considering the importance of the department that Senator Angara will now lead, no? So maybe Manolo first. Uh, it's no, this is not the first time it's gonna happen that a current or a sitting senator or congressman is appointed, no, to a position in the cabinet, no, from the legislative to the executive. For example, the latest would have been what? Congressman Rex Gatchalian. He
Yes,
was
exactly.
congressman and appointed to the SW. Can you just sort of lead us to that process, so that people will understand also?
Well, ang dapat malinaw sa ating lahat sa simula, hindi pa rin Secretary of Education si Senator Angara.
Mhm.
Dahil habang may anunsyo mula sa Pangulo at alam din natin na tatanggapin ni Senator or tinanggap ni Senator Angara yung appointment, Senador pa rin siya. So, Senador siya until and the moment that he formally resigns from the Senate. Kasi hindi ka pwede humawak ng dalawang posisyon. At hindi ka rin lalong-lalo na hindi ka pwede maging miyembro ng isang sangay ng pamahalaan at maglingkod sa ibang sangay nito. So, he has to move from the legislative to the executive. On the other hand, hindi rin permanente ang pagiging Secretary of Education hanggang uh, tanggapin siya ng Kongreso. And that's through
Mhm.
the Commission report. So kailangan isusumite ng Pangulo ang pangalan ni Senator Angara bilang kalihim ng edukasyon. At doon dadaan siya sa hearing sa Commission on Appointments at bobotohan ng Commission on Appointments kung pwede ba siyang maging Secretary of Education or not. So until that happens, he is only acting Secretary of Education dahil hindi pa nga formal yung. On the other hand, he's getting the job as the president is approaching or is at the second year of his term. So ideally, kung tatagal si Senator Angara, he has 4 years to
For
leave his
years.
mark on the party. That's a long time, and
Wow.
that's enough time to make a difference, I think.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So Manolo, no, in effect, he resigns first, right?
Mhm.
Before he
He
can
has
become
to resign.
acting
Yes,
secretary.
he has to resign not only from the Senate, but lahat yung mga ibang organizations that he may be on civic and civil society organizations as a member of the board or an advisor. Lahat yun, kailangan niyang bitawan dahil kailangan isa lang ang amo niya at yun yung taong bayan. You know, he
Okay.
acts as tawag nga alter ego of the president. So siya ang pangmamando on behalf of the president sa kagawaran ng edukasyon.
Okay. So kung hindi siya ma-confirm, 'di ba? So yun yung risk diyan, ano?
Yeah,
But
that's the risk, and there's
yeah.
there are ways to handle that. Ibang mga pangulo, kung ayaw tanggapin ngayon, i-appoint uli and then a-appoint uli, but usually there's a rule, 3 strikes and you're out. So pwede lang ito mangyari mga 3 beses before permanente na yung but on the other hand, I think it should be clear sa tono ng media at sa nakikita natin sa social media,
Mm.
mukhang he'll be entering his job with a lot of people wishing him well. I think that speaks well of his reputation na maraming good wishes and nagsasabi na they're willing to give him a chance and to support him sa mga gagawin niya sa departamento.
Yeah. If I may confess, Manolo, when Vice President Duterte resigned, I actually messaged Sunny. I told Sunny, I hope the president will consider you. Sabi kong ganon. So, I'll
Can I
be,
ask you why? Bakit siyang pumasok sa isipan?
well, first of all, I worked with Senator Angara back in 2012, no? When he was a congressman. Remember, this is 2012, prior to senior high school. But we introduced a bill for Philippine High School for Sports. And of course, that came from my experience of Philippine High School for the Arts. No, I was executive director for 2 years from 2010 to 2012. No, and as an educator, my first job as a Jesuit, ordained Jesuit priest was principal eh. And sa pag-aaral ko at sa experience ko sa edukasyon, aside from a very good curriculum and everything else no that goes with it like facilities teachers, napansin ko na yung pinakamahusay na eskwelahan sa ibang bansa, napakalakas ng sports and arts programs no as co-curricular programs no. And kaya Philippine High School for the Arts, I believed in that. That's why tinanggap ko yung request no for me to, kasi the director resigned no. And then yung other part of sports, naniniwala rin ako dapat mapalakas ang sports sa mga eskwelahan natin. So inintroduce namin yung bill na Philippine High School for Sports no. Ang mga katulong namin diyan yan si Congressman Sani Angara, Congressman Beng Climaco, Congressman Inverga, Congressman Fuentebella, and there are around 4 or 5 authors, no? And ano yan, Sunny in a sense took the lead in that, ano? That was passed in the lower house. Tapos noon, doon ko nakita rin, Manolo, yung proseso ng paggawa ng batas, ano? Na-attend ka ng mga committee hearings, so dapat makapasa ka sa mga hearings, di ba? Sa committee level bago ka maangat sa plenary, no? Doon tapos umangat na-approve yan, and then Congressman Angara was very instrumental, ano, together with the office of I think speaker pa siya na, Speaker Fentebella, no? And then after that we had the Senate, and then the chair then of education was Senator Ed Angara. Okay.
Ay, yung ama.
Yeah, yung ama, and he, when we went to committee hearing, there were five proposals, ano, bills na inahain for Philippine High School for Sports, no. Then ang nangyari, what happened that time was that we were asked to create a technical working group, no, chaired by Commissioner Jolly Gomez of the Philippine Sports Commission. Then eventually, the five bills were consolidated into one. And modesty aside, we were the main bill, no, because it was the research, etc., was very well prepared. So, and the other concerns are easy to integrate in the bill, no, and that went to the Senate, no, and but what happened was, Pia Cayetano was also was taking the lead naman there, no, and later on when Sunny went to the Senate, I've had a chance to work with him on several issues, no, on a committee level. And for me, Sunny understood education. He understands education. And ano sa kanya, and the other thing is there are two senators na talagang I've worked with. I have not worked with the others, no. So this is hindi ito judgment on the other senators, no. But I've worked with Senator Angara and Senator Gatchalian. And I've talked to them about my concerns about education. And also Senator Pia Cayetano, no. But I've worked closely with Senator Angara and Senator Gatchalian on education, and they understand the issues very well. I also realized that they were always very strong on data, on issues, research and data, no. So when you discuss things with them, they're very open. They discuss, and you could really go into a very in-depth discussion because in a sense hawak nila yung information and yung data. So inaral, in other words, no, inaral, no. So
Spats, I'm as interested in this bakit na supportive kayo kay Senator Angara, because yung isang reaction na nakita ko at least on social media was bakit hindi educator ang
Okay.
inapo sa Department of Education. I guess sa akin naman, I've always wondered why that has to be. For example,
Yeah.
if we were a parliamentary system, hindi rin naman automatic because whatever happens, kailangan miyembro ng
Yung
parliament pinuno
parliament.
ang mamumuno sa bawat departamento. So it's not that you would have to have an educator in a
Yes.
parliamentary
Alam
system.
mo, Manolo,
In
no? Thing
and
you
then
raised.
in the presidential system, management position ito eh. So maraming mga educators of course sa Department of Education, but sometimes yung pamumuno sa isang departamento takes more than
An educator.
the
Yeah.
actual
Yeah. Yeah.
specialization. So can
Yeah.
you explain to me why in your mind he would be a good
Okay. Number one, I beg to disagree that the secretary should be an educator. I don't think it's a necessary, hindi ang gospel truth, ano? But I think you made a good point that you need a good manager. Remember Dr. Limlingan?
Mhm.
We had him as a
Mhm.
guest, diba, when he talked about
Yes.
education voucher system. One of the things that Dr. Limlingan mentioned to me when I had the time to sit down with him, he said, you need someone in the department who has a good sense of management, no? Because it's close to 1 million. The bureaucracy is close to 1 million. So you have to have a management plan, no? So that's one, no? So as you said, di ba, kailangan manager. And remember, there are a lot of undersecretaries. They are the ones that must have the specialization, no?
Yes.
And the secretary must be a good leader, no? To be able to, kumbaga, magkumpas doon sa organization, di ba? And ito ang reality, Manolo. Ang Secretary of Education has to deal with mayors, with governors, in terms of appointment of division superintendents, in terms of implementing programs, no, in terms of even sometimes appointing of principals. So in that sense, the secretary must have also a good sense of the political workings of the government. I've seen that. I've worked with the public schools up close, no, for the past almost 20 years. And it's a reality. It's a reality, no? And for me, maganda rin niya kasi baka sa pamumuno ni Senator Angara, baka mapag-usapan na ang pag-devolve ng education sa local governments. I think that's, for me, that's one issue I'd like to discuss, no? Na kailangan talaga mas ma-involve ang local government sa pagpapahusay, no, ng kalidad ng education. Hindi siya centralized, no? I think that's one of the problems, and ang mindset natin sa public education is very very centralized, no? In fact, back during the time of Brother Armin, Secretary Armin, there were certain things I was working with public schools, no? And remember, Secretary Armin and Undersecretary Rivera would always tell me, because when I work with the local division, the superintendent, they always tell me, oh, we need to get the go signal of the central office. So pag kinausap mo naman yung central office, at that time, no, sagot nila, hindi, devolve na yan. That's part of our of the thing that we did for the admin, no? So I think Senator Angara would be a good person to lead that, ano? Knowing politics also, no? And knowing the issues of education. I think it's a very it's a very good blend, no?
Sa akin naman, what struck me was, kung mapapansin ng mga viewers natin, before this announcement came, kailan ba ninyo maririnig si Senator Angara sa balita? Usually, it had something to do with the budget, with the
Yeah,
national
yeah,
budget, pag
yeah.
pinag-usapan. And hindi natin na dapat kalimutan na katulad ng binanggit ni Fans, it's the biggest department in terms of manpower.
Yeah.
By law, according to our constitution, siya rin ang dapat tumanggap ng pinakamalaking porsyento ng
Ang budget.
pambansang budget. But that doesn't just fall from the sky. Kailangan, in a sense, alam mo yung lahat ng mga dumaan na sa gobyerno, parang may ritual yun every year. Yung para sa farmer, yung may planting season and then harvest season. Para sa nasa gobyerno, merong budget season eh. And
Correct.
kailangan yung namumuno sa isang departamento marunong makipag-usap at ipaliwanag sa mga miyembro ng Kongreso kung ano bang ang pangangailangan nila at para hindi maipit yung departamento. Since he is an expert
Yeah,
and he has handled the budget, parang may kumpiyansa ako na walang makakalusot sa kanya. Both
correct.
in terms of, let's say, the temptation of maybe some representatives would want to insert things in the budget, or yung iba naman gusto nilang bawasan yung budget kung saan. At least yung magmamando ngayon dun sa departamento, alam niya yung bakit ganito yung budget at ano pa yung
Correct.
kailangan. That's
Oo.
very important at kaya niyang ipaglaban ito. And finally, kaya niyang ipaliwanag sa mga mambabatas kung bakit at ano ba yung mga pangangailangan ng departamento.
And
And
then,
at the same time, talk to the president about how it should be done.
correct, yeah, oo. At saka di ba Manolo, ito, ano rin to, confession to ng aking mga, the fact that Senator Gatchalian endorsed him was a big thing for me also, no?
Why?
I have very great respect for Senator Gatchalian, no? And in fact, I don't know if I've shared this in one of her programs. Senator Gatchalian introduced me to then Mayor Rex Gatchalian. Okay, because he became aware of our work with public school teachers. So he suggested that Senator that now Secretary Rex Gatchalian talk to me about bringing our programs to Valenzuela, no? He was mayor then. In fact, we had three programs then, no? We had three programs that we discussed for what, 3 months, no? Or more than 3 months. I think we started talking October of 2019. And finally, we agreed to do principals leadership formation. And then we were going to do formation program for their third year and fourth year education students in their pamantasan. And then the third was we were going to set up a charter school, charter junior senior high school, no? So those are the three programs. And we worked it out. No? We were finalizing the memorandum of agreement. In fact, we did sign one memorandum of agreement for the principal's formation. So that was the first time that was the first program to be launched. First session was March 19, 2020. You know what happened March 15, 2020. And the reason I give that background, December of 2019, Senator Gatchalian and I were together in the DepEd when they launched that Educalidad at that time of Secretary Briones. And on our way out, I was talking to him about our senior high school experience in Quezon City. I said it could work. It could work. No, and I won't go into the details, but it has to be a very strong partnership with industry. It has to be, in effect, something like a charter school. No, so Secretary Gatchalian appreciates these things. Because when I attend a lot of the DepEd programs, meetings, etc., where Senator Gatchalian is, it's interesting to observe. No, there are always two of his staff in the meeting, and do sa dalawang yon, isa galing sa research team niya palagi. So ganun siya magtrabaho. No, and ang pangako, sabi nga ni Senator Gatchalian sa akin, Father, give me proof of concept and I will work for a bill for you for the charter school. He understands the problems of education and he believes in a sense of somehow thinking out of the box because they did it in Valenzuela. No? They did a lot of things in Valenzuela. So kaya, back to the mahalaga yung endorsement para sa akin ni Secretary Gatchalian, di ba? Kasi remember siya ang chair ng education sa Senate, di ba? So kung ano yung posisyon ni Senator Ed Angara noon napunta sa kanya, 'di ba? So nauunawaan niya ang mga hamon ng education sa Pilipinas. So para endorsehan niya si Senator Angara, napakalaking endorsement noon para sa akin, para sa akin. So,
Well,
'yun.
and then kung dadagdag natin yung endorsement ni Father Tito Kaluwag, ano, so, ang batayan naman ninyo, Fads, is that first of all, yung actually has a broad background sa policy experience dahil sa Kamara pa lang involved na rin siya sa educational
Correct, yeah.
discussion sa Kongreso. As I know, he's involved in the budget side as well. So parang
Yeah.
well-rounded. But
Of
that
course,
brings us,
Lorinda
Fats, to
Manolo, if I may throw in din yung sa EDCOM.
mm,
Diba itong EDCOM 2, involved din siya. Sige, let's proceed, please. Go ahead,
yes,
Manolo.
and if you and for the benefit of our viewers, kung matatandaan nyo yung episode natin about EDCOM, yun yung nagsama-sama yung mga eksperto at pinag-aralan nila. Ano ba ang mga hamon sa darating na mga taon at dekada sa edukasyon? Paano ba ito dapat harapin ng ating bansa? So, bahagi nito si Senator Angara. On my part, Fats, I mean, I took the liberty. I asked him, well, can we say na sa dami ng mga bagay na kailangan yung tutukan, will you be focusing on stunting and wasting? Yung ilang beses na natin pinag-usapan dito
Correct, yeah.
sa show natin. And sabi niya, yes, you can definitely say na talagang tututukan ko ito. So sa akin, I was like, wow, at least, di ba, yung pinag-uusapan natin, alam natin, will be entering the discussion.
Yeah.
But in your discussions, Pads, with Senator Angara, what else do you think is top of mind sa kanya?
For me, number one, I think Senator Angara is very open to listening. Number one, I noticed that, no, and listening to new ideas, how to address. Of course, you know, my conversation with him is always about education. I mean, I have no, because that's my field, no. But my observation is every time I discuss something with him, he would always be open, discuss it with you, and then when he sees a point where he can help, he will always offer to help, no? Either to bring it to the Senate, to talk to someone, etc., etc. No? So in that sense, before I go into the issues, no, you could see he understands government also, because he knows who do you need to talk to, no, with this idea of yours for education. Because my idea is always related to public schools, diba? Because that's my work that I've been doing, no. That for me, that's one. And then in terms of programs, I think somehow he believes in, you know, in for lack of a better term, no, of specialized schools or charter schools. I think he will listen to that, no, because he's them. Yeah. And then, as you said, but the stunting, no, I think definitely, because one time I was able to, in passing, talk to him about our episodes on stunting, and he sees the problem. No? That's why on Sagot niya sa'yo, definitely, no? Because I think with regard to stunting, and I think Senator Angara would look at it that way, no? Number one is, how do you try to reverse, no? And but number two, and this is my concern, but and I'd like to bring that up with him, no? What about those who are already stunted because they're in the school system? And I wanted to check the data, but I did not have time to do it. If there's any data on monitoring those who have been performing badly in schools, in our public schools, and those who have eventually dropped out and became out of school youth, I want to see the
ba ito sa stunting?
Yes, I want to see the correlation, no? And knowing Senator Angara, if this is something that he will champion, knowing him, he will do his homework. In other words,
You know, Fads, just as an aside, nagulat ako because yung sa mga viewers natin na nagsusubaybay ng foreign news, nagkaroon ng election sa Indonesia. And nagulat ako because yung hinalal na bagong pangulo ng Indonesia, yung pala, isang magiging prioridad niya is stunting. It's apparently also a big problem in Indonesia. And yung gusto niyang gawin is really about billions of dollars. I mean, kasi ganun kalaki nila ng problema nila. So, I was just surprised, Fans, na tayo, feeling natin na ganun kalaki yung problema. Malaking problema din pala sa ibang bansa. And so it'll be good to see if, you know, maybe there's an opportunity here for countries in our region to start helping each other on this.
Correct, yeah. And you know, Manolo, now that you mentioned it, I took the job of executive director of Caritas Philippines, no. And my boss, no, Bishop Bagaforo, who's the president and the chairman of the board, no, told me we will make stunting one of our priorities. one of our flagship programs, which I agree with, no? Which I agree with, no? And Secretary Habito, di ba? Dr. Habito would always say, no, it's a problem that needs the whole of nation approach. Eh. And I think Manolo, he came out with a statement or an article a week or two ago that he said this is the piece of information that people have not taken seriously. Yung ating data on stunting, the rate of stunting, no? Which has not moved, no, over the past, what did he say, 3 decades. The,
Yes.
it has not moved, no, it has not lowered. It remains basically the same, no, if I understand correctly. But of course, you need to remember the percentage remains the same, but the population is much bigger.
It's getting bigger, yes.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. So now I'm glad that Senator Angara prioritized that, because one of the organizations or structures that can help address that are our public schools, no? Because what percentage of kids are in public schools, no? Of course, this can be augmented by the church, no? Because of the, again, the network of the church, no, which can go hand in hand, no. And in fact, we've had programs already. We have a feeding program that we coordinate with through the public schools, no, in the dioceses, no. So malaking bagay yung stunting, Manolo, eh. Pero sabi sa akin nga, Manolo, ang issue is dalawa, eh. Number one, how do you arrest and reverse or simply prevent? That's one. That's the health side. But sa akin pangalawa, papaano yung stunted na? Ano bang ano bang training or edukasyon ang ibibigay natin sa kanila, no? And I believe that you can come up with an education or training program for them, no? And I think we should, kasi otherwise forever very limited ang future nila, no? Very limited, no?
But Fads, that requires, first of all, as many have pointed out, kailangan natin tanggapin na the problem exists. And
Yes.
second of all, na bahagi ng problema na may mga kababayan tayo na dahil hindi sila nakatanggap ng sapat na nutrisyon nung maliit sila, they will need help moving forward every step of the way dahil ito na
Yeah.
yung epekto sa kanila.
Yeah. So, lalo yun na, di ba, sa education system, di ba? Na ano. And I think ano yan, I think that is something that Senator Angara will look at and address, no? And as we been talking about, he's a person who will always look at the data, do his homework, and then propose. We've seen it in the things that he has done, right? For example, in the free education, di ba, sa college, sa tertiary, di ba, scholarship, no? So I think that that's one area. Of course, you talk about also the other areas of education, Manolo, di ba? Ano, you talk about our performance, no, in international, di ba? International surveys, our performance really is something to look at, no. I don't know kung ikaw yung nagkwento, Manolo, yung ginawa ng Vietnam, or someone else told me that example. Apparently in Vietnam, what they did, what the government allowed, they had what they called para teachers. And these are not even college graduates or education graduates, no? But they're given training to go out into the rural areas and just focusing on literacy. Literacy lang, reading.
Basic
lang,
talagang basic.
basic, yeah. So they go out and work with the kids almost like, from what I heard, no, I have not had the chance to check. Talagang tutorial. So the small group and then they train them. No? For me, that's another thing that we should look into, no? The level of literacy of our students. Of course, lumalabas yan do sa OECD, sa PISA, no? Lumalabas yan, no? Yeah, as I said, no, I think Senator Angara hopefully will think out of the box, no, and address certain issues in a way that could be groundbreaking. I don't know if that's a proper word, no, or the proper term, no, because we need that now. Eh. We need that as Dr. Limlingan constantly points out, no, that all the solutions that the department has been trying to introduce, he said that it does not really address the choke points of the problem. Eh. So, for example, what Dr. Limlingan raised, ano, the big class sizes, no? So what's the response? Build more classrooms, di ba? But he said no, but no, the other way to address it is strengthen your private schools, no? Provide voucher systems. It's going to be a cheaper way of doing it and perhaps a more efficient way, no? Because you choose or you accredit private schools that have good standards, no? So then you can look into that, no? So I think that's one thing then, no? Na ano. Ang daming hamon ano Manolo, ang daming ano, you don't know where to begin.
But yun ang tanong ko because do you think that he has what it takes to hindi mo magagawa lahat? You have to
Correct.
pick maybe 2 or 3 things na yun ang magagawa mo sa loob ng 4 na taon. Do you think he already has a vision of what those things can and should be?
You know, I think he has a sense of what are the critical issues, no? At least my ano, I don't want to say that I don't want to say knowing him, no, but my sense is he will choose priority issues, no. And tama ka Manolo eh. And ito naman, if I may digress a bit, but I think I will eventually be able to go back to this question of yours, no. When I first met Secretary Gatchalian when he became a secretary of the SWD, just maybe what 2 3 weeks, I visited him because I had a meeting in the SWD, so I took a chance of seeing if he was free. And one of the things that Secretary Gatchalian mentioned was that in his initial meeting with the World Bank, sabi daw ng World Bank, alam niyo ang problema rin ninyo, tayo ng mga Pilipino, we want to address poverty as a whole chunk. But poverty has many aspects, no? So kailangan, sabi daw ng World Bank, why don't you choose 2 or 3 that you will champion, no? Not try to solve the whole problem and not solving anything, no? And I think pareho sa education, Manolo, di ba? You've sat through,
Yes.
you've sat through how many 2 presidents, no? And I think there's that tendency of ours precisely na to look at education that way also, no? And that's why for me, and if I go back now to an earlier thing that I mentioned, baka mahalaga din dito ang pag-aralan yung pag-devolve ng education sa local
Yes.
government. And for me, definitely Senator Angara is very qualified, no, to do that, no, to be able to study that and really find a way to effectively do it, no, to effectively do it, and including Manolo, placing the safeguards, no, to
Because nung nagkaroon ng devolution for health, for example, marami ding mga negative lessons mula doon eh. So if you
yes,
were going to do the same for education, maraming kailangan bantayan doon. My question, Fads, was is there a concern as well na habang ang pinag-uusapan pa rin natin ang mga basics, everything basic from the curriculum to even ano ba dapat yung school year and then pabalik-balik ang debate hanggang ngayon. What about excellence? Because for us to compete bilang
yes,
bansa, bilang lipunan, for us to offer hope and actually solve problems, kailangan din natin ang excellence. We have to produce excellent people. Nandun pa rin ba ang kapasidad natin? Because I know there are a lot of people concerned na ang mga dating pinagmamalaki nating dekalidad ng mga institusyon or whatever maybe living on past glories.
yeah,
In
yeah,
which case,
yeah,
the question is, are we creating at the very least pockets of excellence where kung
yeah.
merong henyo out there, magkakaroon ng oportunidad na
Ako Manolo, I think let me begin with a negative statement na I agree with you, we're living in the past in terms of our excellence, no, but that doesn't mean we don't have the capacity. Let me say that, no, I think we still have the capacity. Magaling tayo eh, para malabas mo ang galing. And ito, I speak as an educator, and this is part of my Jesuit upbringing, no, both as a student and as a priest, no. I think there are two important things to foster excellence eh. Number one is a supportive environment, and if I may say, a caring environment, okay. And number two, hindi lamang sapat ang caring environment. Kailangan may opportunities for the students, for the young people to stretch themselves and to find their confidence, no? So yung dalawang yon. Now, if I may also add, we've had an experience with out of school youth the past 2 years, no? Because of my work with Magna Anima Teachers College and Caritas Philippines. Nag-pilot kami ng out of school youth program sa Diocese of Novaliches, my home diocese, no? And we graduated 35 last June, senior high school, using alternative learning system. And then a week and a half ago, together with Unilab Foundation and the Center for Integrated STEM, and then USAID, no? We also graduated 105 na nagtapos noong work readiness program ng USAID through EDC, no? The Education Development Center, no? Funded by USAID, no? Ang punto ko doon is itong mga taon to, out of school youth to, no? So nung nag-uumpisa kami, preparation was almost a year, so 3 years ago, and then we launched after 1 year preparation. Lagi kong pinapaalala sa staff, tandaan natin, we are dealing with out-of-school youth who precisely dropped out and their world is somewhat dark, no? Sabi ko, we need to understand that, no? And yet, I think because small scale, yes, kasi katulong namin yung diocese, so may mga tao sila sa parokya lahat, no? And then, with the help of Unilab Foundation and system, we were able to put together a program. Pero andun yung element ng support, di ba, which is that caring environment. And remember, nabanggit ko to na Randy David wrote that article. He said that ang kulang sa solusyon ng mga problema natin sa edukasyon is the community support or the family support. Hindi sapat yung papagawa tayo ng classroom, etc., etc., no? Pero kailangan pag uwi merong support. And I think that can be provided, no? So yon, that's one. And then number two, that program was able to provide opportunities to stretch themselves. Kasi nag-on-the-job training sila nung second year nila eh. So na-expose sila sa mga partner industries, no? And then, in fact, merong dalawa na because of their entrepreneurship class, nag-present sila ng negosyo, and na-induct sila, no? As members of the Quezon City, yung PCCI, Chamber of Commerce, no? So, for me, this is, maliit siya Manolo, but it's reality. It changed the lives of 35 people, and out of that 105 na nag-graduate do sa isang program, I'm sure, and you could see kasi I was on stage handing out the certificates eh. Alam mo yung bukas ng mukha nila, ibang-iba. And for me, that's a good beginning, no? And sometimes, Manolo, baka doon tayo dapat mag-umpisa eh. How do you give them hope again? How do you give them the ability to dream, mangarap ulit? Pero kailangan merong solid na programa na sasalo. Hindi man pwedeng puro pangarap, di ba? Kasi mapofrustrate. In fact, isang kausap namin, 3 years ago, nagbigay sila ng talk, sabi nilang gano'n. O nga, 2 taon na kami nagte-training, wala pa kaming trabaho. So balanse yun, Manolo eh. Balanse na ano. And I think, no, yung mga ganitong bagay ang pwede mong itulak kay Senator Angara. Yung mga ganitong bagay. Pakikinggan niya yung mga ganito.
Ito naman yung tanong ko sa inyo because I noticed, like I mentioned earlier, nung binanggit yung pangalan niya na tinanggap, then nung lumabas yung statement niya na tatanggapin niya yung position, maraming na naglabasan na handa kaming tumulong, gusto namin mag-succeed, important. But let's go down to practicalities. Kung gusto mong tulungan ng isang Secretary of Education, how can an ordinary citizen help? Anong bang pwede nilang gawin, sabihin, puntahan? Ano pa ang magagawa nila? Because in a sense, ang layo din naman ng DepEd sa buhay ng karaniwang tao.
Correct. Okay, let me point out something, no. I'm glad, 'di ba, maraming gustong tumulong. And I think baka nga dapat mag-isip, hopefully, no, and we can propose this to him actually, to create a volunteer corps, kahit na parang temporary office, no, just to check out who are the people who want to help. Kasi example na lang, Manolo, Gusto kong tumulong. O sige, tumulong kayo sa feeding program. Pwede ba kayo mag-volunteer, di ba? Ng pagluluto ng pagkain para sa mga bata dito sa eskwelahan na ito. One, two. And then, pwede rin Manolo Ang isang effective namin na programa sa Caritas is what we call the EAP, Education Assistance Program. Yung program ng Caritas Philippines is tutorials. Ang ginawa namin, pinili namin na tulungan yung mga bata. Kasi di ba normally pag magbibigay ka ng scholarship or assistant, pipiliin mo yung mga doing well, di ba? Yung mga nag-honors para support. Pinili namin talaga yung mahihirapan. And in fact, nagkaroon kami ng assessment over the summer. So we have over 100 tutors, administrators of that program. Kasi ang tinututor namin this year is 857 students all over the country. And Manolo, yung mga iba nag-honor na, naging honor student na yung iba. So, I'm saying, I think a volunteer program might be a good way to really sort of harness the support given to Senator Angara, and then also for them to be able to really find ways to be actively engaged. I think yung mahalaga pa rin is makita natin na bukod do sa volunteer program, how does he mobilize local government? I think local government that is very, again, I go back to that, very critical di ba? Very critical si local government, di ba? So yun yung mahalaga rin, So, pero tama ka Manolo, ang daming gustong tumulong. So one way is that, di ba? Ang daming areas, halimbawa feeding program, gusto niyo ba mag-tutor, di ba? And here I think, this is where other organizations can help. Kasi hindi naman pwede na isang tao pupunta lang doon sa eskwela, gusto ko mag-tutor. Alam naman natin, overwork na rin ang mga teacher, di ba? So pwede dito, example, Rotary, okay, adapt namin to eskwelahan ito. Kaming magiging in charge sa volunteer program eskwelahan
Your
ito.
program.
Di ba? May gustong tumulong mag-tutor, si Rotary ang mag-aayos, di ba? Kasi kailangan i-monitor mo rin Hindi mo naman pwede basta, di ba, i-assign ka lang, evaluate mo si tutor. Kasi, di ba, you make sure there is no harm done to the student also, di ba? That's very important, di ba? So, ganun din sa feeding program. Someone has to manage it, di ba? But the other side to this, Manolo, and my experience is, when someone gets into a position that as influential as Secretary of Education, marami rin lalapit ng mga grupo na may vested interest. Marami rin yan, di ba? Na alam mong andyan lang dahil sa interest dun sa network or interest sa pondo, etc. For me, that's reality also, di ba? So I think Senator Angara, baka we can mag-volunteer tayo to handle the volunteer program pagka. Kasi I think a lot of people will volunteer. In fact, Manola, yesterday I was in a meeting of those who wanted to support education and Caritas livelihood. And they're willing to get people, and they're willing to invest their money, no? Pero sa kanila nga, kailangan may transparency yung programa. And I think again, para tayong para tayong mga support. So, mga chuchuan ni Senator Angara. uh, and again, I think Senator Angara will be open to that. Ikaw, what do you think, no?
Well, I think, I mean, of course, it requires two things. No? One of the reasons that there was this outpouring of goodwill is he's basically a nice guy. So, wala masyadong maraming kalaban, um, or kahit may ibang opinion niya sa politika with other people, they don't hold it personally. So I think that speaks well of him.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
also raises the danger na kung merong decision na mahirap gawin, he might be tempted to avoid it. Because hindi naman siya naghahanap ng away, and hindi siya
Correct.
ganun klase tao. So that's the only thing. I think those who feel strongly about their advocacies need to show him na, in a sense, may sasalo sa kanya. Kung,
Yeah.
alam mo, sa bawat ideya, may kukontra, may dalawa pang kukontra, tatlo.
Yeah.
So for example, I mean, I noticed, for example, na yung I became very, very touched and in a way humbled by an experience I've been having a lot actually. Na I'll be in a place and someone would mention, oh, napanood ko yung show nyo. And I was like,
Oo.
okay, that's nice. And then they'll say, alam mo, that's why I decided personally may gagawin ako about stunting and wasting in my
Yeah.
own little way. And then sabi niya, bahala na kayo, basta ako, gagawin ko na yan. Ha? And then I said, wow. Sabi ko, but that's different from in the past. I mean, I'm a columnist. So I'm used to people saying, oh, great, di ba? But um, I'm not used to people saying, bahala na kayo because I'm running with this ball, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to do it, you have to let people know that you have his back. So you have to let the secretary know. Then you have to let the media know. And then you have to let your neighbors know, di ba,
Yeah,
na
yeah.
committed ka dito. Like I always say also, there's the number one lesson na natutunan ko sa columnist is yung sa Aurora Quezon Elementary School,
Mm.
where kausap ko yung principal at sabi ng principal, marami kaming pinapakain dito. Ang problema, yung pondo, limitado. And
Mm.
then, pag ubos na yung pondo, tapos na yung programa, gutom pa rin yung bata. And in a sense, it's worse, sabi ng principal sa akin, because naramdaman nila yung pagkaramdam ng busog.
Oo,
Tapos
oo.
gagawin mong gutom na naman. Di
Oo.
ba? And then so I said, um, that's why I felt that if anyone can ever answer that
Yeah.
problem, we would be halfway.
Yeah.
So let this be the time.
Yeah, yeah. And on that note, I think again mag-closing na tayo, 'di ba? I think that's a very good example that you gave, Manolo, no, na andun yung saan tayo pwede makatulong, no? Tsaka wag tayo maging expert lahat sa curriculum, maging expert sa textbook, 'di ba? And yun na nga yung gutom, yung makapag-tutor tayo maybe, no? And maybe just one last story before we do closing. Meron akong nakilalang Singaporean. Ang asawa niya Pilipina. They live here. Alam mo, for so many years, he goes to, I think, Belmonte Grade School or High School. Yung, alam mo yung sa Libis, di ba? Yung flyover. There's a school there eh. Alam mo, ilang taon siyang nag-tutor sa, I think, 8 estudyante. Sinututor niya. Siya pa nagpapaserok sa math. And all of these students eventually did very well in college. No? Yung mga ganon eh. Yung mga ganon. And I think kung gusto natin tumulong, sabi nga ng isang popular brand, just do it. Di ba? And, okay, you're closing, Manolo?
So my closing is we have another opportunity, and for once, there may be a chance na yung namumuno handang makinig at handang mag-aral. So I think that's something to applaud. But secretaries come and go, and the problems remain the same. So I think what this show has always pointed out is yung hindi lang yung whole of nation approach, which means the new secretary will have to talk to people involved in DSWD and everywhere else, but we have to do the same thing ourselves. Lahat tayo may konting kaalaman about one aspect of our lives, and it's about maybe just focusing on that little thing and doing what we can to affect the lives of one or two more people. We've gotten so paralyzed by the fear of the size of the problem, forgetting that it's always about one kid at a time.
Thank you, Manolo. At siguro mga kaproyekto, ito na naman ho, isang pagkakataon natin na magsimula ng ating mga proyekto upang matulungan ng ating education system. So, hopefully ho, marami kayong napulot, marami kayong pag-iisipan, you will reflect on some of the things that we raised. And as that feedback to Manolo is, gagawin ko na lang. So maraming salamat po. Ito po ang Proyekto Pilipino and we wish Senator Angara all the best in his new job. Marami pong salamat.